Welcome everybody, my name's Amy L. We're here together at F.I.T for our 6th round of Yoga Fit. So when you're ready, we'll begin on the mat today, starting in a child's pose, or if you want to stay seated for a moment just to ground. We'll begin with 3 rounds of breath, so feel free to take that wherever you want to. Knowing that this is your practice today, wherever you are, please meet yourself there. And maybe closing the eyes in whatever space you're in. And just inhaling through the nose, noticing how that feels, not working to adjust the breath. Letting it soften out naturally. And then maybe your next inhale becomes a little bit stronger, a little bit more aware. And you feel the effects of that exhale just a little bit deeper. Last breath here, really arriving into your mat, into this space that we'll be creating together. And as you exhale, maybe if you're not in child's pose, you can blink the eyes open, slowly make your way there. You can decide how wide you like the knees. They can be together, or they might come a little bit wider apart as you sink the hips back to the heels, extending the arms forward and maybe softening the forehead down to a prop or the mat. Big breath in as you notice your spine, and a big breath out as you let it go. Staying here or inhaling to lift your hips up, working your way to a wider knee tabletop, Inhale's gonna keep a neutral spine to start. Just notice how this feels. You might walk the hands in to have the wrists beneath your shoulders, and then we'll exhale, take the hips right back down. So we're gonna come up again on this inhale, and then as we do, all the weight will come into our left palm. You might begin to hover the right fingertips and extend the arm forward. We're taking a big arm circle, opening the heart up, setting the fingertips behind us, and as they come forward, once again, the hips will reach back. Soften down to your child's pose, moving to the other side. Nice inhale brings you up, weight to the right hand, extending left fingertips forward, circling arm open. And bring the arm forward and down, and the hips back and down. One more time with that for a full circle, once each side. Inhale, open up your right side, feel into your side body, feel into that grounded hand. Exhale brings the hips back. Moving with the pace of your own breath, whether it's faster or slower than mine, that's okay. So as you exhale, sink back down to your child's pose, and then one more time we're rising up here, but this time, as we inhale, we're gonna take that arm forward, let it pause right over top of our right shoulder. Let your left shoulder spin outward, opening up, nice, staying here, or exhaling down to thread your needle. Let the right shoulder come to the mat, maybe the right cheek. Play with where that left hand lands to find the sensation you want in this shoulder opening stretch. Stay steady and focused on your breath here for one inhale, one exhale. The left hand will ground into the mat, pressing nice and strong. We inhale the right arm up to the sky, finishing out that circle. The fingertips come back behind, reach out and forward. Hips draw back to your child's pose. Last time for that left side. Inhale, hips rise. We ground through that right palm, sending your left arm forward and bringing it right up above that left shoulder. Let the shoulder blades work towards each other as you draw the belly in and breathe in. And as you exhale, your option is here to take that thread the needle, letting the hips be stacked over the knees. You can let them sink back mindfully towards the heels if you want. So notice where that right hand wants to land to breathe into that deepest sensation that works for you here and now. Exhale, let all that energy go. Grounding the right palm, pressing into it nice and strong. We inhale, bring the left arm back up. Swim it behind us. And last time here, swim 2 arms forward, hips reach back. Your biggest child's pose yet today. One more nice breath in, and letting it go right back out. Final time, we rise up to that tabletop. From here, you might walk the knees in, maybe shake your hips side to side, or find a nice cat and cow. Rolling shoulders back as you lift the heart, the hips, and soften your belly down. Exhale, rounding out, finding your cat pose. Staying soft and traditional, or letting yourself find your own movement, letting it become a little bit exotic. Making figure 8s or looking over the shoulders. I encourage you to close your eyes, take 2 rounds of breath to move your body in whatever way it wants to finish out this warm-up. And then in your own time, returning back to that tabletop, We'll tuck the toes as we prepare to find our first downward dog. Pressing strong into the palms, lifting the knees, and shifting the hips up and back. Let the heels be heavy towards the floor, and if you want to take a little bend in the knees to help ease, feel free to do so. You might pedal out the feet here, pedal out the knees even. Maybe let that sensation grow a little bit higher into the hips if you want. Wherever you are, nice and strong in your palms, imagine to draw a square on your hand and pressing nice and tall into those corners of your square. Feel that grounding in your hands for one more breath in and one more breath out. Coming back to stillness in your time, where you might step the feet a footprint forward, letting them become as wide as the mat. Begin to press into the feet, engage your core. We're taking the hands back towards the toes, back towards the hips. A wider stance, forward fold. At the back of the mat, let your head hang heavy. Maybe you find that gentle nod yes or that gentle shake no. If I were a few drops of water on the back of your spine, can you let them flow gently off the crown of your head, onto the mat for one more breath in and one more breath out. On your next inhale, find your first half lift, squeezing through the glutes, the backs of the legs, and lengthening your spine. The arms can extend behind you. If you want to work with that opposition, imagine someone lovingly pulling on your wrist, letting your heart grow a little bit prouder and your hips grow a little bit sturdier. Your exhale will fold you all the way back down. Check in with the toes. Are they gripping the mat, or can you successfully lift them away? As you breathe out, we'll put the toes back down, bend into the knees, prepare to root to rise up, stacking one vertebrae at a time, rolling the shoulders back, maybe scooping the arms up if it's okay with the neck and the shoulders. Gaze can reach towards the fingertips before exhaling the palms to the heart. Soften your shoulders back, lengthen your tailbone down. Feel your heart beat beneath you as you press the palms together, and maybe energize the elbows out to the sides. So beginning our first flow together, we'll inhale, take the arms up, reach nice and tall here. Hands can separate before exhaling. Find your cactus arms, elbows at shoulder height, triceps are activated. Inhale, we reach nice and tall. Exhale, only the right elbow bends, and we're sinking down to that right side, reaching for something, and then scooping it up, bringing it up. Exhale, straight to the other side, left elbow bends, left fingertips extend, and we scoop all that energy up. Exhale, let it press behind you as you fold forward to or your props. And then we're gonna bend into the left knee, keep that left hand grounded, kind of find that same movement in the other direction. Right elbow bends or reaching up to the sky this time. And then exhaling, bringing it back to the floor, lengthening through our left knee. And then inhaling, opening up, bending through the left elbow, reaching left fingertips. And exhale straight away, back to the mat. So from here, inhale one more time, lift halfway. As you forward back to our plank pose, shoulders can stack over the wrists, and you can choose how wide you want the feet to be, maybe bring them hips width apart. One breath in as you stack shoulders over the wrist, you have the option to tap the knees down before finding your high to low plank, softening the heart to the mat, the pelvis, the belly. We roll the shoulders back, press through the lower body to inhale, lift the heart, engage your back muscles to help you find that lift. Exhale, taps the heart to the mat. We tuck the toes, press into the palms, rising through your tabletop or your high plank, and back to your downward dog once again. So just playing with directions on the mat, let's inhale the heels this time, exhale, soften the knees, let's gaze forward. Take as many steps as you need to find the feet as wide as you might like at the top of the mat, coming back to that fold. Shaking any water gently off the crown of your head before inhaling, lifting halfway, lengthening your spine. Exhale, soften all the way down, preparing to rise all the way up. Pressing into the feet, find strength in the legs. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, seal the flow at your heart. So we'll do that again, one breath, one movement, finding quicker pace. If it works for us, we inhale, separate the arms. Exhale, draw the elbows down. Inhale right away, big reach. Exhale, bend right elbow, reach to the floor, and then up to the sky. Exhale to your left side. What are you carrying up here? Before exhaling all the way back down. Water off the skull before inhaling, finding your half lift. Exhaling, bending into left knee, left hand finds the mat. Inhale, open up your right arm, and exhale, bring it back to center. Soften to your right side, right palm to the mat. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, take it right back down. One more halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, hands to the mat, soften in the knees, step back to your plank. Stay strong in the core, strong in the hands, strong in whatever choices you're making for your practice today. Flowing through that vinyasa or offering yourself a moment for break, for breath. And as we exhale, we return back to our downward dog. Pausing here for a moment, and then maybe stepping the feet wide as the mat at the back of the mat. Taking your time to walk the hands back towards the feet here. Maybe softening the knees as you fold forward. Inhaling to lengthen your spine, lift halfway. And exhale back down. One more time, soften the knees, root down to rise up. Feel that strength in the lower body as you reach the arms up. And last time to seal this one at the heart, we move through it once more together. Inhale nice and strong. Exhale, find your cactus arm. Maybe close the eyes if you want to challenge your balance or keep them open. Moving to that right side, bend elbow, extend the fingertips, scoop it all the way up. Last time for your left side here. Exhale, arms gonna move behind you, or you can find whatever feels good in the body. One more halfway lift. And then exhaling that left hand down, softening your left knee. Inhale, open up. Shine the heart to the right before softening it out. Switching the bend in the knee, the hand on the mat. Inhale, open other side. Exhale, we land here. Maybe taking a moment longer to really nod out the head. Grab elbow to wrist if you want a little more opening for the upper back body. A little more assistance in letting go behind the neck. And when you're ready, placing hands on the mat, finding that half lift. Softening out for your exhale, and then maybe bending the knees as you slowly, mindfully walk the hands forward. Shoulders stack over wrist as you choose to walk the feet in towards each other, going for that vinyasa flow or giving yourself a moment between. No right or wrong, just what is best for you today. So maybe you come back to downward dog or take a moment in tabletop or child's pose as we ground between flows. As you're ready to set up our next one together, we'll move through it slowly on the right side and left side before taking it up a notch. So rising to your downward dog when you are ready. Strong palms, find that square, press into your corners. And then when you're ready, we'll set that left foot down. Lift your right heel high, or as high as it feels good to, while you keep your pinky toes square to the earth. Feel a little activation in the flex of the foot, in the hamstring, in the calf. For one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, heel will come to the glute. We're gonna draw the knee towards the belly button, maybe the nose. Let the shoulders come over the wrist as we replace our right thumb with our right foot. So if you need assistance bringing that foot up, feel free. We want the knee about in line with the ankle and find our feet on two separate lines. We'll inhale, take that lift of the heart. Exhale, take your left knee to the mat. Feel into that left hip. Choose to keep your back toes lifted or tucked or untucked. We're inhaling, finding our low crescent, energizing inner thighs together, feeling that squeeze of our outer hips inward as well. Big reach as we breathe in. And then from here, you can decide how you'd like to get to a half split. You might bring the hands to the mat, shift your hips back. See how it feels to maybe lift the fingertips for a second. Choose to stay grounded or begin to extend the arms forward and lift your heart forward. You might flex onto that heel if you want a little bit more sensation. If you want a little bit more grounding, keep it grounded. So feel into your breath, feel into your options. If you can't find it, maybe take a step back and refocus your intention here. One more inhale wherever we are. And then as we exhale, we're gonna take that foot down, knee comes in line with the ankle again. We'll want our back toes tucked here because where we're going to lift that back heel and maybe also lift the arms at the same time, come to an airplane lunge. So really finding that intention in the shoulder blades as they draw together, opening through the heart, lifting through the belly. Even if the belly is touching the thigh, we're lifting the energy away from it. So check in, are you gripping with your toes? Can you maybe hover your front 5? Set them back down. Exhale's gonna bend that back knee. And then as many taps as you need, we're coming to whatever you want. It can be a chair pose here. If that's a bit much, find your mountain legs. Wherever you are, we're gonna cross right elbow forward and then a left elbow on top of it. You can stay here or go for your shoulder grab, maybe your eagle arm variation. Wherever you are, draw your lower belly in, lengthen your tailbone down, maybe lift your arms and extend the elbows away from the face. One exhale here. Inhale brings you all the way up. Unravel your arms, reach really tall, you did it. And as we exhale, we're flowing, finding that fold, finding our lift halfway, and moving back towards that downward dog to set up on the other side. Find your vinyasa or take a moment to skip it. Staying with your breath, with whatever brought you to the mat today. And when you're ready, we'll set that right foot down, begin to invite your left heel up. Strong intention in that left foot, the back of the left leg. Find those strong hands and palms and fingertips in the mat for one inhale. Exhale, kicks heel to glute, knee towards the chest. And again, eventually setting that foot next to the thumb, adjusting your stance as you need to before softening your left knee down for a moment. Feel into that thigh, into your hip. Notice how you might like to be with the back toes before inhaling to lift all the way up. Squeezing inner thighs together, activation of your outer hips. Soften for your exhale. And then as you inhale for this first time, take the fingertips down. Begin to shift your hips back. Decide if whatever variation you're seeking on this side is the same or different as the one before. So maybe we play with hovering the fingertips before offering that extension. Really firming through the outer left hip. And again, playing with the foot to find the variation that works for us. You have so many options, so find what works for you. One more breath in, reminding yourself this is the longest time we'll be here. So we have one more breath before exhaling that left foot down. Tucking the right toes, lifting the back knee up, and maybe inviting those arms to come to that airplane stance. Rounding the shoulders back towards each other. Strong belly will keep you stable as you extend the spine forward. Energy out of your fingertips for one more inhale. Offering a little bend in that knee, maybe coming forward as you exhale. So soften to your chair or your straight legs. Left arm extends, the right elbow crosses on top. Find your shoulder tap, maybe your eagle arms. Squeezing the inner line of the legs together, finding an inhale to lift the elbows. Exhale sinks you back. Inhale, root to rise, find that release as you reach tall. And exhale, fold it down and through. Inhale finds that halfway lift, and your exhale sends you back. With or without your vinyasa, you choose. The first round is always the hardest. When you move through it more quickly, I promise it will go by much faster. So know that you can skip around at any time. You can change something to make it feel more like yours. And when you're ready, moving one breath per movement, left foot grounds, right foot rises for that breath in. Your exhale bends the knee, steps the foot forward. Settle your feet and your hips before releasing your back knee to the earth. Inhaling the arms to the sky, strengthen your legs. And right away we exhale, begin to straighten the front leg, press into the front foot. Send the arms down to the earth or straight in front. Exhale, so takes right foot down, lifts your back knee up, find your airplane. Soften into that back leg. Send it forward, right elbow comes underneath, find your eagle arms. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, squeeze and lower. Inhale, root to rise, straighten up. And exhale, fold through. Much faster, right? So we do that again on the left, and then one more time each side. You got this. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Coming back through downward dog. Setting that right foot down, lifting your left heel up. Exhale, step through and forward. Runner's lunge to that little crescent lunge. Inhaling nice and tall. Exhaling to find the half split variation that works for you. Taking your time, setting that foot down, lifting the back knee. Inhaling to your airplane lunge. Exhaling to bend your back leg and step forward. Left elbow comes underneath here. Fingertips can tap elbows, shoulders, or rise up. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, sink and lower. Inhale, up nice and tall. And exhale, bring it down. Halfway lift. And once again, making that journey back to your downward dog for one last time right, one last time left. Feeling free to skip, of course. Nourish yourself in whatever way that is for you today. If you're joining, set that left foot down, right foot up, big inhale. Exhale, step forward for that runner's lunge, transitioning you to that crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Exhale, we find our half split. Inhale, grounds the foot, lifts our back knee, maybe the arms as well. Exhale, bends the knee, step it through and forward. Right elbow comes under as you find your eagle arm option. Inhale, once up, once down. Root to rise, last time for your right side. Exhale, find your fold. And once again, how would you like to be? In between your right side, in between your left side. What's the gift you can give your practice at this moment? One breath at a time. Keep going or find some stillness as we choose to root that right foot down and lift the left heel up. Exhale, steps you through. Runner's lunge before dropping or guiding that back knee down. Inhale, scoop the arms up. Exhale, send the hips behind you as you half split here. Left foot to the earth, right knee up, arms reach behind us, nice and strong. Soften back leg. We step together, left elbow underneath, fingertips rise. One inhale, we lift up. Exhale, we sink back. Final time here, find your proudest tall mountain pose today. And exhale, knowing that you never have to do that again today. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, soften your knees, step back through your plank, maybe your vinyasa. Are your choices serving you here? If they are, great, and if they're not, what can change so that they can? Coming back, downward dog, tabletop or child's pose. You're doing great. We only have one more repeated flow together. So when you're ready, if you're ready, we'll move nice and slow through that first round, right and left, coming back up through that downward dog. Relaxing through the head and neck, strengthening through the arms and legs. Setting left foot down, lifting that right heel up. Big breath in, option to stay here with squared hips or begin to stack them open. Bending at the right knee, letting right hip rise over the left. Stay even with that strong press of your two arms for one more inhale. And as you exhale, the knee will come through towards the chest, maybe next to that right wrist. Settle your left foot down about 45 degrees here, or maybe towards the long side of the mat, depending on what works for your hips. Inhale, hands can come to hips as you rise up to maybe that warrior one stance. Arms can reach up if you feel okay with it, softening shoulders back, engaging the belly to lengthen your tailbone down. Find one more exhale to land here fully. And as you inhale, we're gonna send all the energy up as we turn to the side for just a moment. So settle your feet. Let your back foot be fully turned to the left side, and your right toes will slice you right down to that warrior two. Your stance can be as wide as you want. We want that knee in line with the ankle, going forward in about the direction of your second and third toe. Flip your front palm. We're gonna inhale, reverse up to a reverse warrior. Feel that space opening through your front hip, front side. Exhale is gonna extend you forward right away. Come to your side angle stretch. The left arm, upper arm can extend all the way forward. And to take us to our next pose, we're gonna find that little circle again. Left fingertips swim forward and through to help us turn back to the long side of the mat. So I will just face this way for a moment so you can see me. We're gonna turn the heels in, come to a goddess squat, and then maybe return to that eagle arm. So right side, right elbow will be underneath, left elbow can cross on top. We go for that shoulder hug or the eagle arms. One inhale here, settle through your exhale. Find that squeeze, that lift through the legs, through the torso for one last breath, making sure to not grip in your toes. Exhale, we'll unravel your arms, straighten the arms and the legs. Beautiful. Turn your left toes to the long side, Right toes will come to the short side. We come back to warrior two. Flip your front palm, option to straighten the front leg and reverse your triangle here. Lifting nice and tall, softening the shoulder in the socket. Stay here with your left arm down. You have the option to bend at the elbow and work for your half bind or maybe your full bind. It's just an option, so if it feels good, take it, and if it doesn't, let yourself leave it. Take one more breath in from the heel of your front foot all the way up through the right leg, the right hip, the right fingertips. And then let an exhale soften that knee. Slowly cartwheel the hands, the hips, the heart back to the mat. Pressing into the palms, find your plank. Find your flow or that press back. Take your time, take your breath, every ounce of it. And we'll set that up last time for the slow version, at least on this side. Right heel down, left heel up. Stay with your squared hips or begin to bend heel to glute. Let the hip stack open, nice and gentle. Keep that even press in two hands for one more inhale. And as you exhale, guiding the knee to the chest, your left toes will come to about the left wrist or thumb as you ground the back heel to the mat. Hands can come to the hips to start, or if you feel okay, you might extend them forward. Rise all the way up to that warrior one. Stay here for just a moment in this first round. Find your strength, really firming through your left hip, your left glute for one more breath in. Preparing to turn to the side as you breathe out and inhaling, beautiful. So let the feet come 10 toes wide. You can keep your right toes as they are, and then we'll slowly turn the left toes forward. Let the arms slice down. Feel the hips open a little bit wider for this warrior two. Shoulder blades draw together. We're also going to knit the ribs in to find that effort and return. Flip the front palm. Breathe up and back. Find that reverse shape. And same thing here. If you want to reach across the body for that hip, find a little extra sensation, or even behind the body. You get to choose for one more breath here. And as you exhale, find your side angle stretch, elbow to thigh. Maybe the right arm extends. Left arm can reach a little bit lower if you want, but remember, we won't be here much longer than this in our coming rounds. So as you exhale, we're gonna take that arm forward and through, find that circle as we inhale back to the wide side of the mat. Beautiful. Two heels will turn in slightly. We begin to bend through the knees. Your hands can come to the heart here, or you can find that eagle option, extending left elbow first, then the right. Tapping shoulders or coming to your eagle arm variation. Feel that squeeze and lift through the inner thighs, through the hips, through the glutes for one breath. Let the exhale sink you down for just a moment. Unravel the arms. We inhale, come nice and tall, squeezing through the lower body, slowly turning your right toes to the long side of the mat, left toes to the short side. Exhale brings you right back to that warrior two. Flip your front palm, maybe reverse your triangle here, straightening front leg. Finding that reach for the hip, or maybe that reach behind the back if you want. Inhale as you press into your front foot. Maybe feel the breath lift all the way through your fingertips. And then as you exhale, maybe bend the knee, help yourself cartwheel the arms. Frame your foot, step back to your plank. Find your flow, or again, choose to rest. We only have to do that 2 more times. Each side, you got this. You can give yourself a moment to breathe when you need it. Otherwise, it's left foot down, right heel up, open the hips. Exhale, step through and forward. Foot next to the wrist. Slight turn out in your back foot before inhaling through that warrior one. Staying for just one exhale. Inhale, ground through the heel, turn your hips, turn your toes. Find your warrior 2 feet before slicing the arms down. Your gaze can be forward. Front palm lifts, carry it up. And as you exhale, extend it forward for your side angle stretch, guiding through that circle with your left fingertips, letting it spin you to the wide side of the mat before slowly turning 2 heels in. Exhale at your own pace, yes. Right elbow beneath you. One little lift to breathe in, one little exhale to breathe out. Unravel and rise up. Beautiful. Left toes turn long, right toes turn short. Return to that warrior two. Flip the front palm. Keep the knee bent if you want, or again, come to that reverse triangle. Big inhale before exhaling, floating through. Grounding in your runner's lunge, maybe finding that vinyasa, maybe not. moving with yourself, for yourself, and nobody else. Rooting right heel down as you're ready. And coming up with that left heel, opening the hips if you want. Before exhaling, warrior 1 feet, left foot forward, right foot grounds. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, hold. Inhale, turn to the side, nice and wide. 5 feet before returning, left toes forward, slice down, warrior 2. Front palm opens, lift up. And as we exhale, we come through and forward, find your side angle. Circling through your right fingertips, turning wide to the side, big breath here. As you exhale, heels draw in, left elbow guides underneath, we find our eagle wrap. Long straight spine as you lift up, as you soften down. Release your arms, reach all the way up, lengthen your legs. Right toes turn forward, return to that warrior 2, slice all the way down. And inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, slowly float down, step back. Find your flow or your vinyasa. So for the sake of time, we'll just do that 2 rounds, 2 times through. From here, we move through to our final push, really. Just one more flow, 1 time right, 1 time left. So from here, from your downward dog, if we are here together, press strong into the palms. We'll inhale, lift the heels, and ripple the spine forward towards a plank. You get a little moment here, so we'll take the knees down, lower the whole front body down to the mat. One cheek can come to the mat or the forehead, depending. And then we'll take the arms out wide like a T. You might flex at the feet, bend the knees, flex the heels, maybe rock them side to side. And then slowly come back to center, let them release back to the floor. Maybe start with the right palm, let that stack underneath your right elbow. The right heel will come up, flex heel to glute. And then we'll press nice and strong and intentional into that extended left arm. Into the palm, into the forearm. We want to find that stretch, but not that snap. So ease into it, and then maybe press into your right hand. Let your right big toe tap towards the floor behind you. Working to find that stretch in your right quad, your right hip flexor. One more breath in. Let that breath out guide you back to center. Re-extending the right foot, re-extending the right arm, and moving to the other side. Left palm grounds down, just underneath that left elbow. Maybe kicking that left heel, left glute. Staying here as you intentionally press into the underbelly of your right arm, right hand. Staying grounded, or again, letting your left big toe reach for the floor behind your right hip. Not so much looking for flexibility and the space we can move our body with, but again, that stretch in your left quad, left hip for last breath in. And the exhale carries you right back home. Slowly we'll walk the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, press our way back through tabletop or high plank to find that gorgeous downward dog. Left foot grounds as you inhale, lift your right heel up. Bending heel to glute, maybe stacking those hips open. And as you exhale, we're gonna step our right foot outside our right pinky, find your lizard lunge. The left knee can come down to the mat. This is all prep for where we're going. We'll inhale, open up to a little twist, or stay in center grounded if that feels better for you. You can kick that left heel towards the glute. You do not have to touch it. If you can, if you want that stretch, you can go for it. But again, you do not have to. We only have one more breath here, and we're gonna release hand and foot back to the mat on that breath out. Slowly, we'll shift the hips back for a little half split, just exploring what it feels like to have the foot outside 2 hands. And then as you ground back down, we're gonna heel toe the foot to come towards center, to have 2 hands on either side. We'll lift the back knee here. Slowly step that in, find our warrior 1 feet. We're moving towards a pyramid shape. So if you want props, if you want to bring the floor closer to you, get those blocks on either side of that foot. Wherever we are, the hip might want to turn to the right side. We're going to do our best to steer it back while staying with the breath. Finding an inhale, lifting your gaze. And as you exhale, we'll soften that knee. You have the option to stay or move towards your standing split. Hands will crawl to the diagonal edge of either toe. So your right big toe, your right pinky toe. Option to lift your left leg, lift the heart, stay strong in the spine and your core. And then as you exhale, soften the knee, two knees together. We're coming towards a very bent knee forward fold. You might lift the hips. You might lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, we soften all the way down, rooting to rise nice and tall all the way up. Inhaling the arms to the sky, maybe interlacing the fingers as you flip the palms up. And reach to the right for one exhale. Nice and tall back to center, to the other side. Inhale, we come back up. Exhale, we're gonna take the hands to the hips here. So your left arm will stay at the hip, and then you might turn to serve your platter with that right hand. Elbow can come to the side. As the weight begins to shift to that left foot, we find a gaze at eye level to help steady our balance. You might draw two knees together, inner thighs magnetized, and you might kick that heel towards the glute. You can begin to reach the inside of the hand towards the inside edge of that foot, steadying your gaze, your balance as you extend your left arm forward. You can totally stay here. We're moving into our dancer pose. So if we're changing the flexion of the hips, we'll go from staring at the wall in front of us to the floor beneath us, pressing foot into hand, steadying our gaze, and using that left hand to help us counterbalance. Ground through your foot, lift through your breath for one inhale. Let yourself wobble. That's how we learn. As you exhale, we're slowly transitioning back, maybe taking two arms up, letting the knee float through to a little hover balance. And as you exhale, set it down, fold forward. So take a moment here. If the toes are together, great. If you prefer them to be a little bit wider apart, let yourself find that. Knees can be soft. You might find that gentle sway side to side. Come back to center. One more inhale. As you exhale, let two hands come to the mat. Step back through your plank, option to vinyasa, or again, straight back to your down dog. Wherever you are, know that you're almost there to that very end where we get to stretch and rest together. Right foot comes down as that left heel rises up, stacking the hips open, and exhaling to step to lizard lunge, so guiding left foot outside your left pinky. You can sink the hips down as you soften the back knee down, staying here in center, or again, maybe lifting that arm for that twist, maybe reaching for your foot. Find that opposition, kicking foot into hand, breathing into that front hip. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, release, exhale, hand to the mat, maybe shift the hips back, find a little space for the back of the left leg. As you come forward, we heel toe the left foot towards the right hand, so two hands can frame it. Lift your back knee, let it soften as you step heel to heel. Finding your pyramid pose, straightening the front leg when you're ready, maybe reaching for your props as you send that left hip behind you with love and attention and breath. You can inhale, lift your heart, lift halfway, or exhale, just stay where you are. Preparing for that standing split transition, we soften into that front knee, walk our hands diagonal to the front toes, maybe offer that right leg to the sky. Lift the belly. Lift your heart for one more inhale. The exhale will soften two knees, 2 feet to the mat. Maybe a nice soft forward fold here. We're inhaling to lift halfway and exhaling to let it go. Root to rise all the way up. Inhaling the arms, option to interlace fingers once again. Flip your palms. Exhale, lean left. Inhale through center. And exhale, lean right. Back to center, releasing the hands to your hips. Right hand will stay where it is. We find that platter for our left hand, left palm. Elbow can come to the side body as you shift the weight to your right foot. Steady your gaze as you bring the heel towards the glute. Stay here, or again, reach inner hand for inner foot. Finding that kick, that press as you open up, maybe extending your front arm, changing the flexion of your hips. Finding that balance, finding that grace, that gratitude, that grit for one more breath in as you wobble. And as you exhale, slowly bring it back together. Maybe the knee lifts forward. And we exhale, place 2 feet down, find that beautiful fold. Relaxing the head and neck. Maybe letting the feet heel toe wide. Soften the knees. And choose to stay where you are, or bend left knee, plant your left hand. Come back to that little half twist opening we did in our first flow together. Exalting your right fingertips up before slowly bringing them back down. Switching out the bend of the knee, the hand on the mat. Find your other side. And exhale, soften it right back down. Inhale, find your half lift. Exhale, soften the knees, plant your hands, step back to your final plank. This will guide us to come to a child's pose. So again, the knees can be as wide or as close together as you might like. We find that big breath into the back of the body and let it go. Find that softness. You are welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. Or if you'd like to transition, we'll slowly inhale, rise up through our tabletop, and let the exhale slowly guide us to find a seat on the mat in whatever way works for our bodies. We are coming to find the legs crossed, maybe for just a moment. And then we can inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, let the arms reach to your side. Stay in center, or feel free to explore the sides of your neck. Moving gently from one side to the other at your own pace, inviting some space, some breath to release. One more inhale, finishing out, evening out your sides as you exhale. Inhale, we'll come back to center, reach the arms up. Exhale, let them soften to our hearts. And when we're ready, we'll slowly recline all the way down onto our backs for the very final portion of our class together. So taking your time, maybe inviting the knees to draw into the chest. As you exhale, extend that left leg. Keep that right knee hugged in. Find a little space as you move that right hip around, only if it feels good. Option to take a spinal twist as you extend your right arm, cross your right leg over the body. Gaze gently at your right hand, surrendering to your breath and to gravity. Slowly melting back to center, switching sides in your time. Extending that right leg out, drawing that left knee in. Choosing to stay here or extending that left arm, finding that gentle cross of the body. Taking your time with one last breath in. Come back to center as you breathe out. Decide if there are any other poses you'd like to end class with before surrendering into your final Shavasana. Letting one breath in guide you into this restful space and settling into stillness for the rest of this song.
My heart is open.
just a few more moments here for yourself, for your breath. Letting yourself stay in this space as long as you'd like, or bringing some gentle movement back into your body. Starting nice and slow, letting it be an intuitive awakening as you maybe roll back to your favorite side, and maybe inviting yourself to return to a comfortable seat with your eyes closed or gaze soft, letting yourself land as you reawaken. Maybe taking 2 more rounds of breath, inhaling the arms up, reaching for whatever brought you to the mat today, and exhaling whatever that was into your heart. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. We'll bring thumbs to third eye, honor each other with namaste. And once again, thank you for joining us for this brand new round of Yoga Fit. My name